Good morning. We are going to draw these handlebars this morning. So that's what you see in front of you here. It's kind of a hollow piece of pipe or tubular steel, whatever you want to think about that. And probably the most challenging thing about this drawing is that we have all these radiuses that kind of will transverse different planes of our setup, our drawing. So if you look at this top one, it kind of starts in the middle, and it is symmetric left to right here. It goes from this point to this point is 280. And then we have, basically this would be the start of your tangent arc, and that's a radius of 40 that kind of sweeps around here. And then from here to here, we kind of go over to the right side view. That is 35 millimeters, picking up from this arc and heading into this tangent, which is 40. And then it goes right from this tangent to another tangent, which has a radius of 90. And then lastly, it has this straight little shoot, which would be right here, of 90. So we've got a lot going on here. It's not, it probably sounds worse than it is, me talking about it right now. It's not too bad. The outside diameter of this tubular steel is 25 millimeters, so that's all the way across. And then a wall thickness of 0.5 millimeter. So we can kind of head into all that. We're going to start right here. We're only going to draw half this. And we're going to go this way. And so half of 280 is 140. So we're going to head out straight that way. And then we'll head into this arc. So let's get a fusion drawing up. Let's wake up our origin. And we're going to start in the top. So right click and create a sketch. Right off the bat on this origin, I'm going to head out 140. Enter, and that locks that in place. Great. I'm going to hit L for line tool again, and this time I want it to be a construction line because we need this 40 millimeter radius right here. And instead of using some of our other arc tools, I'm going to find myself the center point. So I'm going to go up 40, totally horizontal from this point, and then I'm going to create a center point arc. Then I want to turn my construction lines off. I'm going to start it right there and go down to that so that it's tangent, right? And then I want it totally horizontal over there, so I click to end that. And now I'm going to hit escape. I'm going to move this over just so it's out of the way. I want to make sure, right now I can still move it. Even though I tried to send that out exactly horizontal, it can still move. So I'm going to say that and that I want to be horizontal to each other to lock that in place, right? And that's probably good for this. Well, I guess we could maybe go... let's just stop right there, and then we'll get another plane going here. So we can finish this sketch for now. Excuse me. Go to our home view. We can see we've got all these sketches, and so what we need to do is create another sketch plane parallel to this right sketch, I believe, and we'll offset it all the way down here to this. So we're going to construct an offset plane. We want it parallel to this, and we want to draw all the way down here, but instead of to a distance, let's go to an object, and we're going to select that point right there. And now, when I orbit this, hopefully we see that right in line, perfect. It's exactly what we want right there. So we can hit OK, and then we're going to create the new sketch on that new plane. And we're going to want to use this, so maybe, I don't know, we'll see when we get to that in just a second. Maybe we won't have to project that. Okay, so from here, we're on this new plane. Let's take a look at our schematic here. And so basically where we are in this drawing is right about here. This curve has happened right to here, right? And so now we need to make a straight line of 35. And so let's go back here. We'll hit L for a line. And okay, so it's not letting me use that point right there. So that's when I gotta hit P, stop what I'm doing. And I need to bring that point into this new drawing. And now let's go back to L, hit line, and now we got that working. 35 and enter. Great. We're gonna grab another line tool. And so what we're gonna do now is construct this radius right here. So that's a 40 millimeter tangent radius right there. So I got my line tool. I want this one to be construction. So from there, we'll go down 40. So this is just exactly like what we did before. Center point arc, turn that off. and we go out here. And of course we want to make sure that this stays constrained to be horizontal from that point. Okay, that's great. And now let's go back to another line tool, because now we're going to do this 90 millimeter tangent arc right there. Excuse me. And so I want this to be construction again. We're going to find another center point basically. So I'm going out straight horizontal, and this time it's going to be 90. And repeating the process, center point arc, turn it back to a normal line here, and straight down. And we will constrain that point to be vertical with this. I'm going to just move this a little bit, I think, out of the way. Okay, and so we're really starting to take that shape. And then, of course, the last thing that we have to do is just do this 90 millimeter straight line right there. And so we can just get our line tool, excuse me. Out there, I'm going to type 90 on my keyboard and hit enter. And that's really what we need to get going there. Okay, so that's good. So from here, let's hit finish sketch. Let's go to our home view. And it looks kind of goofy, but it goes out here and around and sweeps down and through, and that's exactly what we want. And so now we need to really draw the kind of circular tube part of this. And so then we're going to draw that, and then we're going to sweep it all the way through all this and mirror and all that good stuff. So let's go back to our drawing here. And what we need to do now is create another offset plane. And this time we want it to be parallel to this. And instead of going to distance, we're going to go to an object again. And we're going to go out to this point this time. And if we rotate over, those should line up. It looks like it does. Very good. Alright, so now we're going to create a sketch on this plane. And we're going to use this point right down here. So we're going to hit project. And this point. Okay. So now that's woke up, and we can hit C on the keyboard for circle. We're going to do center point circle from here. And we want the diameter to be 25. And we can finish that sketch. And now we need to go to create. And we're going to create a sweep. So it says, what's the profile? Well, that's this circle. Alright. And what's the path? Well, that's everything that we have drawn so far. And so that sweeps all the way up there. And that's exactly what we want it to do. So we can hit OK. And now we need to mirror this. So now let's grab the mirror. Objects. We want, I guess we could do this whole body. We can leave this alone. And we can do this whole body. And now the mirror plane would be this right plane right here. And obviously join them up, yes. Perfect. Okay, and last thing we need to do then is do a shell modification. And we'll select this face and this face. And now we want this to be 0.5. And we can hit OK on that. And you can see that this whole thing is hollowed out. If you wanted to check to see that it's hollow in there, you could do a section analysis. And we could kind of chop that in half and take a look. And that's what we want. We don't really need to do that though. That's just if you want to do that. What we're going to do is leave this alone right here. If we go back and check this out, this is made out of steel, so we have some flexibility here. So let's open up our bodies and our sketches and our construction just to see what we have here. Right click on body, physical material. I'm going to move my camera here. Metal, aluminum. We don't need stainless. So we'll go through the stainless, and let's just go to plain steel. Drag that over on top of it. And let's see what that comes up here for properties. That's fine. Satin steel is a good look on that. You could change it to polished if you wanted. But as long as it's steel here, I'm good with that. Lastly, let's turn the origin off. And then this would be what I take my screenshot off. All right, thank you.